Hi, I'm Glenn. Dave's behind the camera. We're the NC Beer guys. Welcome to another episode of the NC Beer Buzz. We have found our way to the beautiful coast today. We're down in Wilmington, North Carolina, under the bridge at the relatively new Waterline Brewing Company. And we're here with two of the owners and brewers here at Waterline. And also we've had the great Ellie from Surry Street Brewery join us. We're going to talk about Waterline first, get to know these guys and what their plans and visions are. Then we're going to transition into talk a little more about the Wilmington brew scene and how it's just popping down here. There's just craft beer everywhere going on, and we're so excited to be here. So thanks for having us in, guys.
Hey, welcome. Thanks for coming down.
We've been to Wilmington several times. We hadn't been down since you guys were open, though, so that's good.
Well, it's welcome.
So we're on Surry Street, if I didn't say that already. We're right under at the foot of the bridge. If you've been to Wilmington on Highway 17, trying to head out of Wilmington, going south, of course, you know about the big bridge where you look over on your right and see the battleship. And we're kind of under that on the north side on Surry Street. And you actually get here from Front Street, or if you're on 17, you have to exit on the front and then onto Queen.
And then onto Surry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a little chore to find it, but you'll see them from the bridge. So just say, there they are down there, so I'm gonna get to them.
It's not too hard once you figure it out.
Good, good. So how's it gone so far? You've been open since December?
Yeah. Right, we opened 5th December, so things are going great. We're having a great time. We're making great beers. Love the people of Wilmington. Open arm reception. The community here is picking up. Craft beer in Wilmington's up and coming. Always has been.
Now, Rob, introduce yourself. You are the vision here. You are the guy who got this off the ground. You brought in some partners.
Correct. Yeah.
But you call yourself owner.
Owner, founder, president.
Owner, founder, president. That's enough title. That's enough titles for anybody, right?
Yeah, the Waterline was a thing I called my home brewery when I was home brewing. Everybody, a lot of guys like to name their breweries, so Waterline was something I did that. We've been home brewing. I've been home brewing since 1990. Retired out of the Air Force, tried to figure out what was next, and decided that we'd try to turn a hobby into a profession. So I met my business partner Brian Bell. He was also, we were working and traveling together, and he liked the vision. My wife supported, and so we relocated.
That's a key.
And we relocated down to Wilmington. We found this beautiful old building. It's a 1940s warehouse.
Did you know you wanted Wilmington?
We did. We've been coming down to the coast here for a long time for vacations. And so we picked this because it's got a great vibe. It's a nice city. It's got awesome people. It's got art, movies, music, old houses, beaches,
and starting to have a nice beer scene.
Oh, absolutely.
That you could join right in on.
Absolutely.
That's great. Now, Mark joined you at some point along the way.
Right. Mark was, and I'll let him introduce himself, and he can tell the story. But he picked up right away, and is a good reason that we're having some of the success we are.
Yeah, I transitioned from the investment world into the brewery world.
So you were a shirt and tie kind of guy.
Oh yeah, suits. I still have those suits in the closet.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So,
you can throw them away. You're not going back there.
Yeah,
You're not going back there.
I actually jumped into the brewing industry to help support all the local breweries that were opening up with the Port City Brew Bus.
Right.
So my business partner in that, since then I had sold the business to him and then came on board over here.
And that's still active, right? Just to give him a little plug.
Still running.
So if you come to Wilmington and want to tour, how many breweries now?
Port City Brew Bus does three brewery tours.
Okay.
3 breweries. You start at a bottle shop. You do an educational beer tasting. Then at each brewery you learn a different aspect of the brewing process, and you get to meet the brewers and do flights, and you drink a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Good. So you handed that off to him.
Yes.
And came and joined Rob and Brian.
Talk about titles. I think Brewery Ninja would be probably the only one that fits everything.
For right now, yeah, with all the things that you're working on.
Yeah.
But you're kind of the face of the brewery. You are what the public knows, frankly.
Branding, management.
Sales, for now.
Sales, marketing, social media, special events.
Yeah. Special batches. Just did a nice fun Imperial Belgian braggot for a competition up in Charlotte.
So they still let you brew a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Good.
Rob doesn't get to brew so much anymore, but...
No. Well, that's what brewers find when they do the brewery. They become the owner and the businessman.
So Brian and I split it.
But that's nice if you
Brian
can.
took the brew piece and I took the back of the house, front of the house. He took the back of the house.
But as you grow and have success, the business is going to demand more and more. And
absolutely.
You're going to have somebody brewing.
And government. Don't forget the government regulations.
I'm sure of that.
Plenty of paperwork.
And that's the good thing about the business model is that we have someone that's dedicated to making sure that the beers are solid and consistent. That's focused just on that. And that allows us to do more things outside of the business without having to have him. A lot of the small breweries, the brewers are also the ones that are doing the marketing. They're also the ones that are doing the back end.
Especially at first when they opened. At first 6 months, like you guys, they would have been in that same situation.
Right, and I can't imagine the amount of stuff that I do, the amount of stuff that Rob does, and the amount of stuff that Brian does. One person to try and do that all, I just Godspeed to anybody who can do it.
Right.
And so there's a lot of brewers in town that are doing it and doing it well.
Right.
But fortunately, we have a way to
good team.
Yeah, we got a good team. And then, of course, my wife, can't leave her out of it. She does a lot of the human relations and the tap room stuff. And she's got a full-time job, so somebody's got to pay our rent while we stay.
That's right.
So.
Somebody's got to pay the bills. That's
Absolutely.
right. So you referenced the tap room. When is the tap room open?
We're open 6 days a week. We close on Mondays so we can do cleaning and attempt to catch up on some of the paperwork. We're open in the afternoons till 9 o'clock during the week and then 10 o'clock on the weekends.
Okay. And I know sometimes you have live music events.
We do.
Let's talk about the venue a little bit. What does it allow you to do?
Well, so the building was built in 1945. We've got about 13,000 square feet. We share the building with an art gallery called the Art Factory, and part of the tap room actually opens up into the art gallery. So we can go from just the tap room, where you can fit about 70 people, into the art gallery, where if we have a large event, we can double that. And so we've got a small stage. The acoustics are wonderful in here for the local groups. We feature all local artists playing original music, and we've had several CD releases. In fact, we've got one this afternoon. Justin Cody Fox is releasing his CD here tonight at 7 o'clock.
Oh, nice. That'll bring a nice crowd in.
We hope so, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this now, you can go back in time and hopefully show up to it.
That's right. That's right. Time jump. That's right.
We also do a lot of special events. So what's unique about this location is you got the beer garden. It's just tucked away from outside of downtown, so people can actually walk from downtown or ride their bike. We actually do a lot of biking events. We do biking scavenger hunts. We're starting a bike club for people to show up on Sundays and just ride around to the different bars and breweries.
Right.
4th of July weekend, we're doing a big Freedom Fest concert, and we're going to have pie eating contests and leg race, a water fight. So we want to have fun with everything that we're doing.
Well, and being a little removed from the downtown cluster, you've got some space to do some of those things that some of these guys don't have the beauty of having that space. I mean, Front Street's a great venue, but they just can't have too many outdoor events and that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a road right outside the beer garden that's actually a road, but it's abandoned.
It hadn't been used since they built the bridge, and so we use that for parking. We don't have any residential around us, so we can do outdoor music.
And be as loud as you want when you need to be.
Off-street parking, a little bit of a parking lot. So close enough to downtown to attract some of it, far enough away so we're not really in the same mix that you have to fight with tourists every year.
And there's a group planning a big event in September, I think it is. They're going to block off the entire River Street.
So like a block party or
they're going to have a fashion show and live music, and it's just going to be a big fun event.
Oh, that's great.
That's kind of what we want to do. We just want to get people interested in having fun with craft beer. And, like for the biking events, we ride to all the different breweries in town and then come back and then play games. That's the reason that I think we all got into the business, is to have fun with it. The business side's great, but the fun side, I think,
of course, when you lose that, you've lost.
Yeah.
That's right, exactly right. And drink some beer, that's right.
I don't really drink beer, so.
That's right, not beer drinkers. So Ellie, you guys at Front Street have been around forever, like say 20 years now?
21 years.
21 years now.
So
and you are
old guys
the grandfathers of Wilmington craft beer. So what does it feel like to see everybody trying to do the same thing? And it's wonderful in some ways, right?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, for us, it's more kids in the sandbox. It's more people to play with. For example, these guys right out the gate, right when they started up, started producing fantastic beers. So we knew we wanted to work with them in some capacity. We've actually done a collaboration with them, our Battleship Pale Ale.
But all you guys down here are collaborating and working together all the time. It's almost like it's not more competition, it's more to work together with.
Yes, absolutely.
Competition's the fun part.
Well, of course it is, but it's a fun competition, and we're all in this together in many ways, and the boat's rising for everybody.
High tide rises all ships, especially here at Waterline.
That's good. Yeah, we're right close. If the tide rises, we are. So we're now at 8 or 9 breweries in Wilmington, depending on how you count what day it is?
Yeah, I think one might have opened right now. I don't know.
Right.
Well, it depends. The Cape Fear area include Southport and Carolina Beach, and so.
Okay, so with Good Hops and Check 6, how many do you think?
That's 8.
Was 8 including them?
And then I think we have another 4 or 5,
3 or
10 or
4 or
15
5,
more on the
In planning,
Yeah,
right.
there's several in planning. There's several in different stages of planning. Some are under construction.
And a couple are really close, like
Right,
yeah.
Bill's front porch, I think, is like,
His,
No,
soft,
what she
his
said,
soft is today, and I think he
think
opens
they-
this week.
Their soft opening is today.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. I think there's one opening literally.
oh, I thought you were just making a reference. I didn't know. Okay, I knew they were close.
quite seriously.
Right, one today.
But there's also some other ones that are in some infancy stages, you know, getting up and going, like New Anthem in downtown Wilmington, some other stuff that we'll see popping up within the next 12 to 18 months that
They'll
we're
be-
all really excited about.
They'll be 5 blocks from us. And what the cool part is, you know, I've been to Charlotte.
So there'll be 5 blocks from here, like back toward Front Street, between here and you.
Yeah, they'll
Right.
be past. No, they're between us and you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. They're right beside the duck and dive. So it will literally be, it's another opportunity for us to incorporate some of the stuff that Mark was talking about earlier, some of the bike rides, some of the events that we're trying to do to really sort of bring the breweries that are somewhat close together
Right.
together to do some stuff and really create a beer subculture here in Wilmington. There already is one, but it's really just to cultivate that culture.
So there is, I started to say, there is already people know craft beer in Wilmington.
Oh, yeah.
But there's also a big tourist scene and students every year coming in who may not have the craft beer background. So you do some education, what
Absolutely.
is craft beer all about. Even, you know, all you guys must still do that too.
Yeah, Asheville gets a lot of tourism for beer. We're starting to get that. Our tourism is...
Your tourism is more not beer yet,
Yeah,
but
we have the river, we have
beer's a second thing.
film scene, we have the ocean, and now we have a beer scene. And the city is actually, and the county and the state have all been very helpful with helping promote that. And
Great.
kind of, they've been very embracive to saying, hey, Wilmington can now be a craft beer destination. They can come and go to 4 different breweries that they can walk to.
Right.
Just like Asheville, just like Charlotte, just like Raleigh. I love to go around to different cities and ride my bike to the different breweries.
Sure.
Of course, I don't drink, I just sip on them.
That's right. Right.
But that's something we can do now here in Wilmington. You can actually ride to, I think, 5 different breweries downtown, or walk.
And how
Take- take-
we talk about the tourist, how seasonal is the business?
It's seasonal.
It is seasonal.
Yeah, it's a tourism-based economy.
So
that's for
definitely
sure.
you're from March to October doing the vast majority.
Correct.
Does it really die to nothing in
No, it
December?
really doesn't die to nothing.
Okay, it doesn't really
We
die.
still have plenty of diehard drinkers here in the Wilmington area that keep us afloat.
Right.
That's for sure.
Yeah, Wilmington was just rated the 7th best city in the country for craft beer. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and we have other accolades around alcohol, but what we're trying to get the city to understand is that craft beer isn't about getting drunk. It's about having a couple beers,
Right.
having conversation, and enjoying it.
And
then
the culture and community,
Yeah.
the friendship, the camaraderie, and that's definitely exemplary here.
Now, we're familiar with a couple of festivals. What are the regular yearly festivals down here? Do they have festivals in Wilmington?
Beer and Wine.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse Beer Festival,
The Carousel Festival.
and then Cape Fear Beer Fest.
Well, you think there'll be more of that?
Yeah, we had a new one this year, the Beer Vacation, which they combined a rare beer and beer festival in one, which
Okay.
was pretty awesome. And there's another one coming up in a few weeks that
We also
on
had
the
we also
pier.
had a local business sponsor a local only beer night.
Oh yeah.
And so all the guys that were up and running currently, we all took a couple of sixels out there and
Just to a place
local.
and just
It
brought.
was just Wilmington-based breweries, and the surrounding areas, Check Six and Good Hops.
That's great.
And that was a well-attended event. It was that was a lot of fun because
that was nice.
we all got to kind of
And we wanted to do it. We wanted to do a competition at first. Then we decided we really didn't want to compete against each other.
Let's just go
internally.
drink and enjoy it,
So
that's right.
we called it they called it a showcase, and so it was all
Right.
just the locals.
Somebody could come to one place
Yep.
and drink beer from all of you
All the
guys.
locals. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's great
I
exposure.
don't think Wilmington is a my beer is better than your beer kind of place. It's a we've all got beer, let's drink it.
right.
Well, let's talk about your beer before we close. What can we expect at Waterline? What the quality, what styles, what are we going to have here?
I don't know. So we started off with 6 flagships. Introduced a rye IPA that quickly became another flagship. We've tossed on.
Yeah, that happens. Things hit.
Tossed on a couple
Things
of others.
hit.
Oh, absolutely. We tasted some wee heavies, and we decided we wanted to make one of those, and so that's been selling pretty well. We did the collaboration on the Battleship Pale with Front Street. We just put out this pink raspberry Hefeweizen.
It's beautiful.
Put on the base Hefeweizen for it. It went on tap last night. So, we've got clean, solid representation of style.
But all across all styles.
Yeah,
you're not going
consistent.
to limit yourself to just
Yeah,
Belgians.
nothing
or,
super hoppy, nothing super sweet, just
Okay.
clean beers, easy drinking beers. I think, especially out in town where we distribute, We're focused on the beers that people can have one or two of, and that really.
I'm going to interrupt you just a minute. So you've got some local accounts.
Oh yeah.
So if you guys who are watching the video are in your favorite drinking hole in Wilmington that's not a brewery, you might want to check out if they got a Waterline or a Front Street tap.
We actually have a fun little campaign with a Ford Falcon where we take a picture outside and it's hashtag follow the Blue Falcon.
Okay.
So if you search the hashtag follow the Blue Falcon, you'll find where we're at in town.
Okay.
So we like to interact with all the accounts and have fun with them and kind of, just make it an interactive experience.
And this time of the year, our Kolsch is what is on most of those accounts. It's a nice light beer. It's
to get people through the summer.
Right.
Yeah.
It's also
This
good
is
entry.
great summer beer,
It's
too.
also good entry beer, and the Hefeweizen is going to pull this in as well. So we've got some lights. We're going to do some darker ones throughout the year, through the summer. We're going to play with some barrel aging things. So there's not anything that we're going to really confine ourselves, or we're not going to be this style or this style. And I think we decided early on too we weren't going to jump into the hops wars with the IPAs because there's a lot of people doing really good IPAs.
So leave it to
We're going to do some solid ones, but then we're going to, it's all about introducing a larger variety of beer to the populace and to our customers.
I think one of the things that we all kind of had in common were we kind of believe the hop wars are over, and this may not cater to the crowd that's listening to this, but that 10 years period where you weren't.
People do believe it and people don't. Yeah. So who knows?
But we like to make beers that will kind of reach out and kind of bring people in to the craft beer
and stand the test of time.
Absolutely.
We do have the Tennessee Triple that's going to be coming out soon. It's our Belgian Triple aged on Jack Daniel barrels, and
it's great, by the way.
Yeah,
had a nice sample of the Triple. That's right. That was great.
That's going to be, I think, an annual or even biannual release.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah. We're still playing with the whole aging, so we taste it along the way, and at some point we'll decide
when it's old enough.
It's really good, but it's nice. It's 6 months in, and it's pretty tasty.
That's great.
Yeah. But I think it's really cool to be part of an emerging craft beer scene. Like, imagine being one of the first breweries in Nashville.
Yeah.
One of the first breweries in Charlotte.
Right.
What we need to do now is we want to work with the other brewers to make sure the quality is there and the reputation.
Well, that's the obligation of you older guys. I mean, you will be one of the older guys for the next guys to come along. But from Front Street on down, everybody needs to work together because the quality's got to be there for everybody. Because one bad brewer that's not producing good quality can really affect all of you.
And we've just taken recently a step in that direction. The Port City Brew Bus, Jeremy, and some other folks we've stood up the Cape Fear Craft Beer Alliance, and so
an opportunity to get together and work together and pick each other's brains.
And also in a more formal setting so that we can speak as a voice, as not just a bunch of people pulling a lot of different directions. Hopefully the idea is that as it gets together and grows, we'll be able to pull
and kind of guide the efforts in some certain directions, not just scatterbrained.
Sure.
Yeah, it makes everybody, if we can talk as a single voice and all get together, then we'll be able to pull it all in a nice direction.
Yeah, because like you said, rising tide. I never really thought about the rising tides.
Right.
But when you're approaching new accounts, these chain restaurants are all a little bit hesitant to bring on a local brewery. They don't know if the consistency
will be there. Right.
If we can have 5 or 6 good, consistent distributing local Wilmington breweries, that raises the credibility of Wilmington as a whole, and hopefully we get a couple more tap lines, and people start to say it's worth it to carry local beer,
right,
as opposed to some of the big box beers.
And also attract the beer vacation people and the people who are traveling for craft beer.
Absolutely, which is why you guys are so welcome here, because you're going to help us with
That's
that.
right, we're going to help you with that. Thanks for having us in. It's been great.
I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.
It's always great to be in Wilmington.
Awesome.
And great to see good things happening. We hear so much, it's great to be here.
Good. Nice.
A lot's happening, and it is good, and we're excited to be a part of it.
That's great. That's good. Till next time, this is Dave and Glenn for the NC Beer Guys. For another episode of NC Beer Buzz, reminding you to drink local and keep your beer dollars in North Carolina.